Old Politics, Episode 4, Become a Citizen. Okay, now, so, you were saying, sorry, you were saying we might discuss some of the possibilities of becoming a citizen. It's just gotten a few calls from your passed on to me from some of the powerful people who want to know how they might get around this, and I said, well, the easiest way would to become a citizen, and you said, well, there might be some barriers you could introduce, and I was just wondering what barriers, because we just need to address that little thing there, because they do want to become a citizen very quickly so that they don't get a massive tax bill, that was a mouthful, was it not? Yeah, it's just, I'm a bit concerned because they're threatening quite a lot, and I was just thinking maybe we could discuss it. Okay, fine. Come in. Okay, so my plan outlined here is this. We will introduce a mandatory 1 year that you must be earning money in the country. Okay, you must not be making any money from outside that is not declared. By declared, I do not mean, it must be declared in your tax, So you have to be taxed on it? Yes, yeah. And that's one of the main things. If you don't, we will of course have to treat it with tax evasion. Oh, right. So what? Well, of course, if we are going to accept someone in the thing, we will be doing a background check on them, and if it's found that they got literally any money, it doesn't matter whether it's a gift or anything at all, it's you're not allowed to that. We can't have a system where we just let people, because what's going to happen, right? It's the people are just going to just get gifts, and they're not going to accept them in tax and all of these things, and they're going to treat us like a tax haven, basically. We can't have that going on, okay? So basically, if that's going on, we're not letting you in, and we will of course have to give you let's say 5 years in prison. Okay, 5 years is a bit hard. No, I don't think it is, though. Think about it. It's very simple. You just declare the fact. But if you get a gift from a friend, yeah, you declare that. If you don't declare that, well, no, you don't get to keep that. And what happens if they don't declare it and they're found out? Well, not only do they go to prison for tax evasion, but also they will, of course, be banned from trying to get part of the application process for a year. So a year from the time they get out. Of course, criminals can't get in. Criminals can't have citizenship? No, if you have a criminal record that's been given by DINA, you're not allowed to enter. Oh, that's, I guess, fair. Oh, and on top of that, we will, of course, be stripping all assets. What? Yes, of course, if you're guilty of tax evasion, we'll be stripping your assets. Oh, sorry, I thought you were saying we're going to strip their assets when they become citizen. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. No, just if you did accept a 10 quid, gift from somebody, just that basically, and you didn't declare that, you didn't pay the due tax on that, that would result in all your assets being stripped. Oh, all of them? Yeah. I mean all of them. All your money, any houses, anything like that happens. We'd have to take it all. Because we'd have to make sure that you wouldn't do that again. And we don't know how much money you took away in tax. So if you fled the country, we're gonna have to arrest you. And let's see you to flee the country, So we're going to have another way of punishing you. So we're going to have to take all your assets off you. And basically also, now when it comes to applying for citizenship, you also have to pay a little fine and, all those things. And by the way, it'll be subject to checks. Oh, really? Yeah, certain persons might not be able to, get citizenship for, failing little things like, maybe being part of tax evasion things or tax avoidance schemes, those kind of things, or all sorts of things that might fall into the bracket. And what about all the people who want to claim citizenship now? Well, if they want to arrange a meeting with a senior government person to discuss their case, they can discuss it with me, I guess. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think, though, in order to make sure they don't back down, let's make an example. I just need to talk with some police officers. Okay, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. What am I waiting for? Back a private jet. I'll get my own car. Come on, let's go. Okay, sir, we're gonna have to stop you here. What is it? Unfortunately, sir, we believe that you are fleeing from tax clauses and the new tax bill, so we will have to take you into custody. What? I unfortunately, sir, because you're not a citizen here, you appear to have broken a tax law, so we will need to arrest you. What? No, get your hands off me! Right? Guards! Take the gentleman into custody for trying to attack a police officer. What? You can't just arrest my guards! Oh, well, we can't, sir. We can do that, certainly. Well, sir, if you can't. And a landmark new suggestion for the Guinean government. It looks like the Guinean government is cracking down on tax evasion. So there was a wealthy billionaire who's worth $10 billion who was in Guinea. They do own a business that does make money from Guinea. Now, the Guinean police have argued that they did commit tax evasion. According to the new Guinean rules, someone must pay a full Guinean income tax for the amount of money made off Guinean money, even if that money is made through a corporation that's base is elsewhere. So this is a complicated thing, mostly done for an accountant, and apparently they got wise of this and they may have tried to leave the country. However, now they're now taking their assets that are worth over £1 billion in the country, and apparently they're seizing them. So the assets are now being seized by the government, and they are apparently facing a 5-year jail sentence. I'll just say this. This is just an example of someone who broke the rules and is facing consequences. We cannot stand by and allow people to break the rules of our country and just stand by. Are we a corrupt nation? No, we will not be a corrupt nation. We will not stand by and let people go ahead and just commit this blind robbery of us. Go ahead, we introduce policies to prevent that, and they just ignore it. That will not be what's going to happen here. If you break the rules in this country, you will face the consequences, okay? Whether you're rich or poor. So let's make one sort of statement here. Other countries, it's one rule for the rich, one rule for the poor. Not in this country. You break our rules, you face the consequences. And that is the leader of Guinea talking that recently introduced. Some have described it as a socialist policy, although others have said it does bring darker undertones as it has slashed the higher tax bracket if you are a citizen of Guinea. Well, I think really this does bring in a whole issue really when it comes to Guinea. I have studied Guinea myself, and I've seen before, this kind of these kind of policies that happen here, they don't last. We recently saw that they introduced a policy where they stopped they stopped banks coming in giving money, giving loans to Guinean banks that obviously drained up all this kind of foreign direct investment, because the banks were giving massive loans to Denian banks, offering them, and now Denian banks are not able to get those loans. So while other countries are prosperous, they are really benefiting because their citizens are able to get access to finance. Now Denians cannot, and they've got this really weird situation in which the wealthy are the only ones that can get money, and also you have this situation where if you're a citizen, the wealthy have also just had their tax slashed. So I think really, while they may say it isn't one rule for the rich and one rule for the poor, it's more specifically, it isn't one rule for the foreign rich and one rule for the Denian poor, because sure, there you will see the foreigners, they will be paying high fees, but I think this will, of course, in my opinion, this will damage Denian's economy.